Excellent. Okay.
And Dan, Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
Aaron can't be here, so I'm, as vice chair, conducting the meeting, and we should adjourn by 3:30.
Good night.
The minutes were distributed earlier in the week, or late last week. Compliments to the author. It's a very comprehensive minute.
Rose does the minutes, honestly. She does a great job. I just reviewed
Well
them.
done, Rose.
Thank you.
I saw one minor typo that's
Okay.
not worth changing.
You sure?
It's a double space where it should be a single.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll let that one slide. Thank you.
Tough grader.
Right?
I have problems with those things. Do we have a motion to approve or additions and corrections?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We have official minutes. Staff reports. Jamie.
I'm going to do the staff reports for the entire department just because, well, you'll see as I go along. First, just want to address the storm. I did speak to Brian, our emergency planner in the Office of Emergency Services. And currently, there's no known businesses that have been affected or anything, but he will reach out to us if there are any. And I'm sure, in a way, it's kind of still too early because people are assessing what damage there is. So we'll keep an eye on that. Last month, this is why I'm just doing it for everyone, was a slower month. And, thank God for that. That was a blessing. We were able to catch our breath, organize some things in the office, supplies, literature, things like that, clean up, catch up on some projects. If you remember, one of the big projects that Rose has kind of taken on is the strategic plan. We wanted to create a scorecard for each of the scoring matrix, and she's tried to go backwards and fill that information in so that we'll be able to share that at a future meeting. So it's just one of those things that just takes time, and until we were fully staffed and, staff is up and running, everybody's doing their thing. So now, we're able to do that. So hopefully we'll have that to you guys soon. Visitor Center stats for the Chestertown Visitor Center. Just wanted to let you guys know over 2022 compared to 2023, they had an additional 730 visitors. So they report monthly to us how many visitors come in, and we just keep track of that. So that's good news. Doing Business in Maryland, you guys all have a copy of that. That is a publication that is put in the Daily Record once a year. And we always try to participate with an ad, but there's a brief economic fact sheet for the state of Maryland as well as for every county in the state of Maryland. The brief economic fact sheet that you see there, it's not the complete one because it's really a 4-page document that we work on with the Department of Commerce each year. And the staff just finished submitting the updates for that.
Yeah,
so
these
that
numbers
is
are actually previous year.
that's the previous one that's currently listed on the website. The Department of Commerce has not released the new ones as of yet. When they do, we'll make sure that all of the commission members get a copy of the 4-page report. Any questions on that? Okay, and then any questions on anything else that we've been working on that you might want an update on?
No, but your previous statement about potential storm damage, have we dusted off or looked at programs that we might have to assist businesses that are loans or grants?
We
or
really
whatever?
don't have any, Dick, per se, that are local, but we would definitely work with state agencies, whether it be MEMA or FEMA, so state and federal, to see if there are any programs that would fit. Obviously, I think for most people, it would be their insurance first, and then after that, we would look at anything else that would be available. The only thing I can really think of is I'm not USDA, I'm using the wrong acronym here. Let me remember which one it is. SBA has some disaster recovery programs, and we would definitely share that information with the business community if needed.
Questions with Jamie on staff matters?
I just have one question. Have you Has your department been tracking ARPA fund disbursement, awards and disbursements?
No.
No, okay.
I have a little information if you're interested. Are you talking about the county funds or just funds that came into the county, generally speaking?
Well, I'm speaking about the big picture, but I'd be curious to know county information.
Sure. So we publish that report with our agenda every meeting. So it's at the very bottom. If you were to go pull up our link to our agenda, there's an ARPA report, and we give it to the commissioners every meeting. Now, there's a lot of money that came into the county that didn't come through the county government, such as to the towns,
To the
for
towns, yes.
transportation, to the schools, yada, yada. But the county money is,
It's all accounted for in that report, and that's in the commissioner's agenda.
just pull up any agenda, you'll see
Okay,
it at the
great.
bottom.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And ARPA is an acronym for,
American Rescue Plan Act.
just in case.
Yep. Good point.
And does your report account for awards or disbursements or both? Okay.
Awards, disbursements, we had, the county had decided that a lot of the funding would go toward water, wastewater infrastructure, which was one of the allowable uses. So we do have some disbursements to nonprofits for various initiatives, but mostly you're going to see a lot of water, wastewater infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, and ARPA was pretty broad because,
It was very broad.
Shelley, weren't some of the funds originally, and thank God, I'm kind of not remembering the COVID situation so well now, but
CRF.
weren't some of them, so that was a different,
CRF,
okay,
coronavirus relief funds, and
Was
those were
different.
very
Okay.
specific.
yeah,
But the ARPA funds, they really broadened it because so many different people had so many different needs. And any local government jurisdiction that received less than 10 million, the restrictions were that much less. And we were one of those jurisdictions.
And the CVR money has all been dispersed, and that's all gone. Okay.
Absolutely. That's why it's in our rearview mirror way back there.
But not forgotten.
That's
no,
right.
which money did you say?
CVR, coronavirus relief.
Okay,
Which
okay.
came first, before, I think it
CRF,
got released
okay.
before the ARPA funds.
Yeah,
came.
I mean, because all the programs that we did through Economic and Tourism Development, we obviously have, list of everybody that received funding for
Right,
those.
right.
If you ever wanted to see it, I mean, all the information is there. And we've actually finished all of our final reporting out on those, so those are completely done.
Judy Gifford is online. Judy, any questions of staff? Hearing none, we'll move on to old business, unfinished business. I guess the one thing we need to do is, at the start of the new year, we are required by our bylaws to elect or re-elect officers, which include chair, vice chair, and nominating committee chair. So the assumption is the vice chair, unless there's overwhelming objection, would move up to the chair once that seat is open. Any discussion on the nomination of yours truly as chair?
I think it's a great idea.
Would you put that in the form of a motion?
Support it. I move that Dick Story be our candidate for the chair position.
A second.
Second? Charlie, David?
I
Okay.
endorse that.
We do have a quorum, so any further discussion on that nomination to that position? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, you can leave the room. Definitely be out
It's
of order.
tough.
Thank you for your confidence. I look forward to serving in my home county after being away for 1,000 years. It should be fun. We got a top-notch staff, and we're here to offer whatever guidance we can.
Thank you.
So-
Appreciate it.
So, Vice Chair, do we have a volunteer or a nomination for vice chair?
I will volunteer.
Charlie Athey wants to volunteer. Anybody want to contest the election?
How about I make a motion?
David makes the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor, Charlie? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. We have a leadership team in place. We do have terms that expire from time to time, and
Before we do nominating committee, we had an interested party in nominating committee.
Okay, we have an interested party in the nominating committee that I was rambling towards some kind of conclusion.
That's okay. Paula Reeder
Paula
had
Reeder.
expressed an interest, so.
David, you're the only one who hasn't stepped.
Who hasn't been challenged?
Look out next time.
In our bylaws, we can appoint one or two board members to serve with the executive director on the nominating committee.
And the chair.
And the chair. Paula, you got any friends other than Facebook?
David's available.
Do you need another?
We don't need another, but we can always use another opinion.
More hands on
Then I
deck.
will,
the better.
offer my services.
It's
to the
an
committee.
as-needed kind of thing.
Correct, correct.
And we have two, let's take them in tandem rather than individually.
Sure.
All in favor of David and?
Oh, I didn't know if you needed a motion.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we need a motion.
No, I would move that Paula Reeder and David Bowman be appointed to the nominating
And I'll second that motion.
committee.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You can vote for yourself.
You can,
And
okay.
Thank
In this
you.
case,
Making sure how the bylaws are.
Thank everybody for your willingness to serve. And Judy out there in Netherland, we know you're new to the board, but we're looking forward to ways that you can serve in a leadership capacity as well. The idea-friendly method is.
Oh, before we do need to do the ETDC recommendation to replace Aaron Bramble. We haven't done that yet. So that was sent out via email, and I had contacted the
party and needed some extra time to think about it to make sure that it would work with schedules. And the nominated person, or the recommended person, is willing and able to serve. So we do need to take a vote on that to make the recommendation to the commissioners for appointment.
And having served on the nominating committee, that it's an excellent choice. We won't presuppose what the commissioners will do, but I think they'll like that nomination. What's the timing?
If we vote today, then I can put it in for the 23rd of January, and then she could, the nominated person cannot serve in, at the February meeting, sorry. So that would be the timing. We could have it in place by February.
Do all of our members know the name of the nominee?
Yes.
Okay, well, then I'll make a motion that the nominee selected by the nominating committee and recommended by the nominating committee be recommended to the commissioners for appointment to this body.
Hello,
Yeah, Judy?
can I speak? Thank
Yes.
you, I've been trying to get in. I would just like to say that the person is fine, but I don't think we're having enough diversity with this nominee, and I think we're missing an opportunity to nominate someone from the Waterman community, the Black community, agribusiness, natural resources, maybe somebody from Washington College, Millington, Wharton, Galena. I just think it's rather a redundant nomination, and I'd like to say that I wish we had had more people interviewed and a broader range of candidates considered.
Okay, raise a good point. The industry sector we are looking at, without going into too much more detail, is tourism. And that is part of our name, part of our mission, and this person, I think, would represent that industry very well.
Agreed.
So, Paula made a motion.
Second.
David seconds it. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, that person will go before the commissioners and hopefully will be with us in February.
Correct.
Okay. The idea-friendly method, we're going to skip over. I, for one, need a little more time to understand what putting the flag in the turf really means and how we rally around that flag. And I couldn't download the video, but I listened to the audio a couple times. And I think I understand pieces of it, but I think we may need, and Rose, that was your lead on that, maybe we need a more formal presentation beyond what you did last month
Okay,
for us slow learners.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, with the holidays and the vacations and just everything, I didn't have a chance to fully review it as much as I would like to as well. So, even though I was at the Rural Maryland Council meeting, a lot has happened since then, so I want to reacquaint myself with it a little bit better. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Dan, do you have any announcements?
Hello? Pass these around.
So you're being passed around now a flyer for an event that our Career and Technical Education Coordinator and our College and Career Counselor have put together. We participate in the Apprenticeship Maryland program. That brings high school students into paid apprenticeships with businesses. We are hosting an information session as we are recruiting more businesses to partner with us to expand these opportunities for our students. That information session is going to be at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, January 30th, and we're doing that at the Community Center in Wharton. We will have some of our staff on hand, and we'll have planning some additional speakers as well. We really want to define what the program is for local businesses and also show them how easy it is to sign up. So it's a great program. It's a great opportunity for students, and we're really hoping that you all will help us spread the word through the business community. And we
Absolutely.
can get some more interested
This
employers
is a
out
new
there.
program.
This program has, it's been around for some time now. Part of the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, again, is college and career readiness, and programs like Apprenticeship Maryland play a large part into that for those who are in more of the career and technical education pathways. So this is sort of like a pipeline from school to career program.
Does a student have to be in a Voc Tech program in order to participate as a business apprentice?
I do not know for certain.
But there does have to
That
be an
level.
educational
There,
component
yes.
to it. So there has to be some educational, like classwork that's done in conjunction with the working part of it. Currently, there are 7 businesses, employers, participating in the youth apprenticeship. And I'll just share them with you. Not all of them currently have students in their program, but they are approved. So Willard's, Greenscapes, Dixon, Chesapeake CNC, Red Acres, Horsey Construction, and Owings and Sons. And they'd like to, we've got 7, we'd like to double that is the goal. We talked to Tom yesterday, and Tom Porter is the Blueprint and the CTE coordinator, with Mark Buckle moving to the middle school as the principal. Tom has taken over as the CTE coordinator. So Katie and I are talking to him, as well as Dan, to kind of keep these discussions going so that we all know kind of like who's doing what and how we can best help each other rather than duplicating any efforts. So we actually met with Tom yesterday and probably meet again in another month. We just don't want to lose sight of all that's going on and have one person doing something and then having the efforts being duplicated over here when we could just, maybe we can help Tom. And the other, Brett King, is the career counselor. So again, he might need support for, and the Blueprint dictates that there's a career counselor from grades 6 through 12. So Brett King is filling that role. So how can we help him? I mean, and I know the Upper Shore Regional Council has put some money aside through the Rural Maryland Economic Development Fund. So I, want to talk to Susan about that as well. How do we make the most out of what we have and not just spend the grant money? And does that make sense? So,
And
if I
we've
missed
also been
anything.
coordinating with Sarah King at the Chamber of Commerce
Yep.
as well on
push
this,
out
to
the
help
event
spread
and-
this out through
Yep.
the membership there.
Students receive class credit for their
Yes,
apprenticeships? Okay.
yes, there are credits and certifications that can come as a part of this particular program. Again, this is an apprenticeship, not just an internship.
Paula, you had a comment?
Well, I think that's a useful distinction, apprenticeship versus internship, because it seems to me that there could be a bunch of kids particularly at the high school level, who would benefit from having an internship opportunity with a local business. And
Yes.
there are probably local businesses that are not in the trades that would find that opportunity of interest.
And those are discussions that Mr. Porter and Mr. King have been having as well with local businesses.
Okay.
And Dan, we'll push this out in our January newsletter for you, as well as on social media, too.
Yeah, I'll have the full promotional package to you this week.
Perfect, thank you.
And Jamie read off the list of participating companies. If you can share with her your specific targeted companies that you really want to have in the program, I think we can, all of us can make a selective call and twist an arm,
Certainly.
or make the case.
Yeah, included in the materials that'll be going out, it does list our career and technical education pathways, and that encompasses construction trades, ag science, automotive technology, broadcasting, teaching.
Healthcare,
Education is
right?
one.
Healthcare.
Health professions as well. So there is a wide range within those CTE pathways that we can look at.
Have you reached out to the farming community?
Willard.
We have with Willard and Greenscapes, both fall under,
And Red Acres.
and Red Acres, yes. So,
I was thinking more individual.
and Owings and Sons as well.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Okay.
Owings as well
Okay.
kind of falls in that category, so looks like that segment's covered.
If you're wildly successful in doubling, is there an upward limit that you can manage in a given school year?
There is, I don't know that we haven't set that limit for ourselves, again, because we're still looking at growing the program, so we're seeing what that threshold is. At this time, we haven't met that, we're not close to meeting that. So, as we get more student and business involvement, we'll see where that falls.
Okay. Other questions? Judy?
No?
Okay.
All right. And then the other announcement that I had was, again, I'm sure all of you have been aware of the announcement our superintendent made Monday evening. She has announced her plan to retire effective June 30th of this year. So that will lead to the Board of Education launching a search, an organized search for new superintendent. That process will really kick off on the 23rd of this month. The board is having an open meeting at 5:30 PM. It's not like a public hearing session, but it is, the sole agenda item is the superintendent search. So they will be discussing their plans for moving forward with that and how they want that to shape up.
In addition to the board's discussion among themselves, are they looking for public input at that point, or?
Not at that point, no. There is no public participation listed on the agenda for that particular meeting. There will be stakeholder input solicited throughout the process. They have committed to this being an open and transparent search process to ensure that we do have community engagement in selecting a new superintendent.
Where is the meeting going to be held?
It will be at the Kent County Public Schools Administrative Building in Rock Hall,
And it starts at 5?
5:30. And that's Tuesday, January 23rd.
Okay. Dan, thank you for your continued liaison with this organization.
Thank you.
We look forward to that continuing.
It certainly will. Thank you very much.
Curiously, Dr. Couch was our last speaker, and I would like to have everybody brainstorm over the next month. What kind of topics would you like to have experts come in and share information with us, especially those who can use our expertise in being more successful in their agendas? I have no preconceived notions, but I think who you would like to hear from in the community or subject matter experts from outside the community who may make us more successful. And Jamie, if you'd put that on the agenda for discussion.
Absolutely. And I will say for February,
Dick?
Yeah, Judy?
Yeah, I have a suggestion that I was going to bring up, but now's a good time. Is I was hoping that we could do a budget meeting and have Shelley and/or Pat go over the county budget with us as this is coming up, and we really need to know what's going on with that and what the impact of the state budget situation is going to be on us. And I think it'd be great for the citizens to go, have that online so they can look at it and have a sort of a primer.
Shelley, response?
Hello?
We absolutely could do that. It probably wouldn't be ready. We're
I
not going
can't
to
hear
have
anything.
a lot of details until probably May-ish.
May?
Hello?
Shelley, you need a mic. She can't.
I can't.
That's usually me telling
Now I
everyone.
can. Now I can.
Hi, Judy, can you hear me?
Now I can. Thank you.
Okay, we could absolutely do that. There's going to be a lot of input from the state that we're not going to know until probably May or so. In April is when all of the departments brief to the commissioners, and they won't have certainly made any decisions at that point. We'll have some revenue estimates, but we're not going to be more final until the end of May. But I can work with Jamie on that.
I'm just
Yeah, I
wondering.
mean, I don't know. I was just, go ahead.
I was just wondering, if, would it make more sense just to share the commissioners, like, there's always a kickoff meeting to the budget, to share that with the commission members, rather than having you and/or the commissioners do something twice? So,
The
we
kickoff
can talk about
meeting-
what's better.
We do an overview,
Right,
so probably that. I mean, we have budget day, and that's an all-day thing. I
right.
would commend anybody that really wanted to sit through that.
Sounds like
But-
fun.
Pat does prepare an overview, where the budget requests are, where we anticipate the revenues to be, and how much will have to be cut prior to balancing the budget.
That would be useful.
Okay.
Judy, does that sound like what you were aiming for?
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure what we've ended up with. I don't have a time frame. I just want to have it's an information session. I don't care if it's next month or another time,
Okay,
whatever works
so-
best.
so
for the
that's-
process.
That's an item we have on the discussion agenda for next month, and I think we have time to,
Yep, absolutely.
Get that
So
done.
even an overview wouldn't be ready until April.
okay,
Okay, so we'll put
Okay.
that on for April.
okay.
And I will say, for February, we have home ports coming in to give us an overview and updates on what their organization does in the community. And then we also have Cindy Genther on the radar to do the 2023 real estate report that she does annually for us.
Is that coming in February too?
We hope so. We hope it's ready. She believes she will have it ready.
March for Cindy.
Cindy, February as well. We're trying. I don't think it's on there yet, but yeah, she's trying to get it together.
Any public comments from the vast
I have-
majority? Yeah, Judy?
I have one more. I just wanted to follow up with Jamie on her comment last meeting about the GDP, and she was going to break it down for us and give us some more information on that. Is that in the works?
It is in the works. I have found several things with GDP, GRP, and I really want to have everything together before I share the information. And it will have to be handouts, because you got the Bureau of Economic Analysis, you have the ag, the USDA ag report that is done on a 5-year basis. So, but they're all a little different, so I want to have several different things for us to look at. And I also want to talk to Heather Tonelli about it as well, because she has some questions, with the Queen Anne's numbers for 2022. So I just, want to have that discussion before I bring that information, because it can be very subjective, depending on what source you're looking at.
Well, you brought it up, so I don't
Yep.
really know anything about it, but you had mentioned it, so I thought we should get more detail.
Yep.
And then I'm also wondering, do you do any end of the year reports? Like, how do we compare one year from the next? And how do we know if we're successful, where we need to put some more efforts? I'm kind of in the dark about that.
That's okay. We don't really do an end-of-the-year report. It is something we have discussed many times. We just have not been afforded, the time to be able to get that done. But the scorecard is something that will kind of say, did we meet those objectives or metrics as far as, increasing the number of small businesses, number of jobs, mentors, programs, can you think? Newsletter distribution, those types of things, so, yeah.
Is that going to be something, once you have it together, that we would discuss at a meeting? Have it
Absolutely,
dedicated? Okay.
yeah. Yeah, and I was looking at something today, so, it's really easy for people to look and say, well, this, and I'm going to use Hartford County, because that's who I happened to look up today. Their tourism department alone for Visit Hartford is 4 to 5 people. So it's really hard for us to do all of the things that all of these other organizations are doing. So we do the best we can, and we try to prioritize what has the most impact.
Other public comment
Do we want to
or board comment?
make note of the bus trip that's coming up to the innovation hubs?
Absolutely, that's a good point, Paul. I totally forgot about that, but yeah, the Washington College Makerspace grant that they got from TEDCO, part of that is putting together these community meetings, and on the 16th, they are visiting several on the Eastern Shore, including Cambridge, Salisbury, there's one other one. So I know Paul and I are both attending that on the 16th, and
Everyone's welcome to go.
yeah, everybody's welcome. So anybody that wants to attend, you just let us know, and we'll let Dr. Harvey know. Washington College, we'll meet at Washington College and take a bus down for the day, and then come back in the afternoon.
And they're going to Cambridge, and they're going to Salisbury. Are there 3
There's
centers?
another one, and I can't remember where that is,
I think there are
but
2 in Salisbury.
it might be the 2 in Salisbury then, yeah. But Cambridge is good, because Cambridge is an innovation center that actually has a hot desk co-working incubator space in it, similar to what we have here in Chestertown. So, my dream is for that to be part of Washington College's makerspace, because, makerspaces, incubators, whatever you want to call it, co-working spaces are best managed by either an institution of higher education or private sector, not government. So, because government kind of gets in the way sometimes, because we got a lot of rules to follow, because we answer to the public, rightfully so. But if that could be taken away, and, plus the interaction, just the networking with the professors, the students, the business owners, the entrepreneurs, having that all in one place just makes sense, especially for a rural community.
Well, and right now, as far as the Washington College initiative, that's still under design
Correct.
and
They're
under
working on
consideration.
They're working on a strategic plan, and actually, myself and Rosie from the local management board are taking the course. So they're doing a course from the end of January to May on setting up the feasibility study, doing the actual feasibility study for the makerspace and what they want to do going forward.
Which is I think it's a great opportunity for the county, if the college would sign up for that.
And that grant to the college is significant from TEDCO.
Yeah, and there's potential to get another one for implementation, provided the feasibility study comes out, as positive.
And they're talking about doing that at the old Dixon location, or?
Yeah, called the Pipe
Yeah.
Yard or something? Yeah. And we're also trying to get a visitation of the new proposed space, as well as the current makerspace, which I understand is in the basement of Washington College at the library. So, and then also take the Washington College folks up to the hot desk in Chestertown to kind of like see what we currently have and then how we move forward.
Any other commission member have issues,
No issues.
announcements?
Opportunities.
All right, Paul, it's back to you.
Issues.
Any other new business? Well, there being no additional business, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
We're adjourned.
You were on by 5 minutes.
Got a slate.
It's Paula's fault.
You're efficient.
Better luck next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.